What up, everybody? At the end of Power Book 4 Season 2, Tommy got a phone call from who he thought was Mireya as they were planning a trip to Barcelona. And Tommy hadn't heard from Mireya all day. But it wasn't Mireya who was on the phone. It was her older brother, Miguel, on the other end of the phone, after getting a text from Gennard with a picture of Tommy and Mireya together, letting Tommy know that he won't be seeing Mireya again as he was burning the tickets to Barcelona. So the questions at the conclusion of Force Season 2 were, where was Mireya, what did Miguel do to Mireya, and would we see Mireya in Force Season 3? Well, we already have an answer to one of those questions, being, will Mireya be in Force Season 3? And the answer is yes, because both the Force Season 3 teaser videos that have been released so far shows Mireya in them. I personally thought they were going to leave this as a cliffhanger and not reveal what happened to Mireya until Season 3. But I guess they decided to go another angle. This also makes me to wonder if they're going to spoil whether Rock's dead or alive in the Raising Kanan Season 5 teaser videos in the same type of way. But at the end of the day, Miguel is completely reliant on Mireya because he's diabetic and she gives him his insulin shot. And we saw how weak he got when she didn't give him his shot because he broke Dr. Kendall's hands. And at that point, Abuela had to give Miguel his shot. So Miguel won't have control over the situation for too long, because once he needs that insulin shot again, the balance of power is going to sway back over to Mireya, and ultimately she could force his hand to let her go. At the same time, I honestly don't see Miguel being abusive or anything like that towards Mireya either. So it'll be interesting to see how the whole situation played out. Even though Miguel could be more of a loose cannon moving forward because the fact Abuela is no longer in the picture to keep him in line. But the Season 3 teaser shows Mireya at Miguel's spot with a gun in her hand. So that could potentially be part of how Mireya escapes from whatever type of situation Miguel has her in. Getting me to the question, is Mireya pregnant with Tommy's child? Maybe they didn't mind revealing Mireya was going to be in Season 3 in the teaser videos because there will be another major reveal concerning Mireya at the beginning of Season 3 instead. And that could be the fact that she's pregnant with Tommy's child. There was a couple of clues from Season 2 as well that could have potentially foreshadowed Mireya getting pregnant with Tommy's child. The first was on Tommy and Mireya's first date after Tommy had just got done giving Mireya driving lessons, and they went to the park after. As they were walking through the park, there was some kids playing that caught the eye of Mireya, and she said, "Look at those cuties." When Tommy said, "Kids, huh? Are they in your future?" And Mireya asked Tommy why he asked, and he said, "I see the way you be eyeing those little ones." But Mireya said she's a nurse, and she's attentive by nature. Then she asked Tommy, what about him? And Tommy told Mireya that he doesn't think that kids are in the cards for him. This is the same thing that Tommy told Holly's uncle right before he killed him when he asked Tommy if he had any kids. Keep it in mind, the time he was close to having a child, Holly was pregnant with Tommy's child, unknowing to Tommy at the time he killed her. Getting me to the second clue that Mireya is pregnant with Tommy's child. After the first time Tommy and Mireya hooked up, Tommy had a dream or a vision, something like that, where Holly showed up and she was pregnant, showing with Tommy's child. At this point, Holly told Tommy that Mireya wasn't like her, and everything he touches he destroys. Then went on to tell Tommy that he can't have both worlds. Ironically, this is something that Tommy also told to Tariq, and he has to be all the way in or all the way out. But Tommy replied to Holly during this dream that he has to because he had fallen in love with Mireya. During this dream, Tommy also dropped to his knees and touched Holly's stomach, indicating that the real remorse Tommy has in killing Holly was also killing his unborn child. So if Mireya is pregnant with Tommy's child, this will be his second shot. Keep it in mind during the dream or vision, when he saw Holly, he told her that he's different now. But Tommy finding out that Mireya is pregnant alone will be a key difference between Mireya's potential pregnancy in Holly's pregnancy, because the fact that Holly was pregnant with Tommy's child that entire time, but never told him that she was pregnant, even after Tasha told her that she had to tell him. So we never actually got an opportunity to see how Tommy would react, knowing that he was about to bring a child into this world, and if it would potentially change him and cause him to start moving different. The closest we really ever got was when he got serious about his relationship with Keisha, and to protect Keisha and Cash from everything he had going on in the streets, he moved them into a house in the suburbs that he bought. One question is, whatever happened to that house? Considering Tommy's supposed to be dead in New York, did that house go to Kate or did it go to Cash? Because I remember Tommy telling Keisha something like he put the house in her name. But the way Tommy embraced being a father figure to Cash also makes me to think that he always wanted to be a dad also. I remember one particular conversation between Ghost and Tommy when Tariq started messing up. I don't remember exactly what he did, but Tommy told Ghost if Tariq was his child, and before he could even finish his sentence, Ghost shut him down and said, "But he's not your child." And there's even the fact that Tommy took pride in being a godfather / uncle to Tariq and Raina. Mireya being pregnant in Force Season 3 could also be setting the stage for Power Legacy, with Tommy having a child in that series, adding a whole new dynamic to the show, possibly even Tommy and Mireya getting married, because I can see Force ending with Mireya and Tommy getting married, and Mireya giving birth to Tommy's child. Tommy and Mireya could get married in one of the last episodes of Force, keeping in mind that there was a wedding in the second to last episode of Power Book 2, and a wedding could be a way that we could see a major crossover with characters like Tariq and Tasha attending Tommy's wedding, and Brayden and Effie or Diana could even be with Tariq also. And I think this would be a good dynamic going into Power Legacy as well, because this would actually put something at stake for Tommy other than just his drug empire, his life, and his freedom. Now Tommy could start understanding why Ghost moved the way he did more than ever, having a wife and a family of his own. And if Tommy has a child with Mireya, this would also bring things full circle going into Power Legacy, because just like Tariq calls Tommy Uncle Tommy, I can see Tommy's child eventually calling Tariq Uncle Tariq, and the same thing with D-Mac. Both him and Tariq would be going from nephews to the Unc. And speaking of uncles, we also have to look at the other side of the family tree, at this potential child's actual uncle, Miguel. How would Mireya getting pregnant with Tommy's child alter the relationship between Tommy and Miguel? Really, it could go left or it could go right. Miguel could be happy for his sister and be glad to bring another member into his family. Or he could potentially be jealous, and it could make him hate Tommy Egan even more. I can even see a situation that plays out where Miguel would ultimately want to take Tommy off the board so he could raise that child himself as his own. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.